Hello everyone, welcome to Come Sit at My Table. We are Tom and Melissa and we're really happy that you're joining us for this video. It is the fall of the year and of course at this time of year apples are plentiful. So today we are going to make baked apple wraps. Some people call them apple dumplings. I think they're about the same thing. This is a really simple recipe that you could really get your kids involved with. It's something they can do to help you in the kitchen. So let's talk about what you're going to need to make baked apple wraps or apple dumplings. You're going to need an 8-inch square baking dish, and I have sprayed that with nonstick spray. You're going to need 2 apples. Now you can use just about any kind of apple, but we really like the Granny Smith apples in these baked apple wraps. You're also going to need an 8-ounce package of crescent rolls. These are the crescents that have 8 rolls that are perforated. So you need 1 can of those. You're also going to need 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, and 1 stick of butter. You're going to put those into a saucepan and bring those to a boil. With those 3, then you will add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. That will make your sauce to go over your baked apple wraps or your apple dumplings. That's it. So let's start by getting our simple syrup started. And that's what we're making. When you boil water and sugar, you're making a simple syrup. So we're going to start those. And I'm going to put in our stick of butter. I think I'll just slice that up a little bit just so it can kind of get a head start. It is at room temperature, so it won't take long for it to melt, but I think cutting it into pats just kind of helps it get a head start there. All right, so we're just gonna let that sit there and come to a boil while we take care of our apples. Melissa, don't let me forget to put the cinnamon in to our simple syrup.
I will try.
Okay, so with our apples, we are just going to peel them. Now, everybody peels apples and potatoes and things differently. I have my method. I'm sure you have yours. Melissa certainly has her method, don't you, babe?
I'm not sure you could really call it that, but you know, a method sounds so studied and.
Well, we each do it our own way. So you feel free to peel your apple however you choose. I know my dad never used a peeler. He always used a knife. But I really like these vegetable peelers. So that's what I use. And I just take the bottom off, go around the top, and then I just go down the side. But you peel yours however you would like to peel them. And really, you know, there's no right or wrong apple to use. I kind of like Granny Smith's for this dish. I do not care for Granny Smith's to eat. If I'm just going to eat an apple, I would prefer to have a Pink Lady or a Yellow Delicious or something like that. But for this dish, Granny Smith's work really well. All right, then after we get them peeled, I'm just gonna cut it in half. Take our melon baller and take out the seeds and the core. Throw that in our compost bin. We'll take out later. Take out the blossom end and stem end. Let's see how our, yep, it's heating up over there. So you just want to take those hard pieces off the blossom end and the stem end. You don't want those in your apple dumplings. And then once we get those peeled, cut in half, and cored, let me get rid of those seeds.
You've still got a little bit of the peeling there, is that?
Yeah, it's okay. We're just going to cut them into 4ths. So each apple is going to give us 4 pieces. Take those off. Okay. So there's one of our apples. It's got a little bit right there. Let me get rid of that. And there's a little bit. Okay, so let's do our other apple while our simple syrup is coming to a boil. You know, we have a little festival here, well, it's a big festival here in our town, and a lot of people come to it. But one of the things that Melissa likes most at that festival when we go is what, babe?
The apple dumplings, of course.
Apple dumplings. When we go downtown and go to the festival, one of the first places we go to is to the apple dumpling booth. That is her favorite.
It's just not really court day without an apple dumpling.
It's not. Okay, we're coming to a boil over here. I don't know if your town has any kind of a festival, but if you do, if you have a fall festival in your town, you probably have an apple dumpling booth. Okay, so we're going to put 1 teaspoon. This is a ½ teaspoon, so I'm going to put 2 of these. I don't know where my teaspoon is. Okay, we can turn that down. Stir our simple syrup. Get that mixed up. Looks like the butter is all melted. And the sugar has dissolved. Need to get that cinnamon stirred in there. I might have to use a whisk to get that mixed in. It's wanting to clump up on me. I'll do that. Grab a whisk here. There we go. That did it. Okay. Turn that off. By the way, our oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Okay. So our simple syrup is ready. Our apples are cut. Now we just need to wrap them. Get all that out of the way. If I can find the end of this, there it is. Pop. So we will just separate our dough into 8 triangles. And we'll wrap each apple piece in a triangle. So we're just going to wrap that dough right around. We'll take these ends and kind of stretch them just to cover that apple. We want to cover it the best we can. And then we'll just put that right into our pan. All right. Now, sometimes you'll find that there's a hole in your dough. You can fix that real fast. Just push it together and it will be fine. It won't hurt a thing. So, here we go. Wrap that around. Pull our dough around our apple. Put it right in our pan. If you've got kids or grandkids, let them help you do this. Kids love to be involved in the kitchen. And it's good for them. They need to know how to cook. They need to help out. Give them a chore. You may not want them to boil the simple syrup, but it's not going to hurt for them to help to peel the apples. They're not going to hurt themselves on that vegetable peeler. Let them help. Make them feel like it's part theirs, and they'll want to eat it. All right, 4 down, 4 to go. So I'm just going to kind of pull that around to start with. I think that will help. Now we'll wrap it. And we'll try to pull that together there, okay? Yeah, like that right there. Okay. 2 more. And listen, these don't have to be perfect. You make them the way you want them. Doesn't have to be anything perfect about it. So, just wrap them all up. Now, there are people who make these, and instead of making their own simple syrup, they pour a can of Mountain Dew or a can of Sprite or 7-Up or something like that over it, and you can certainly do that. We have done that when we've had some Mountain Dew, but we don't keep soft drinks at our house. We're just not big soft drink people. So we just make our own simple syrup out of butter, water, and sugar, and it works just fine. But if you have Mountain Dew, Sprite, 7-Up, something at your house, by all means, feel free to use it if that's what you want to use. You may want to put just a little cinnamon on top of your rolls before you pour your soft drink around it. Okay, let's get rid of that. And get this out of our way. And now all we have to do is pour our simple syrup right over top of our apple rolls. And yes, you want to pour it right on top of them. And I know what you're thinking, because I thought the same thing the first time I did this. I thought, that is way too much liquid. There is no way, what in the world? But it will soak up a lot of that, and what's left will be a really nice syrup in the bottom of your pan that you can then pour over, scoop over your apple dumplings when you're ready to serve them. So we have them in our pan. We're going to put them in the oven on 350 for how long, Melissa? 25 minutes?
I think that's right.
I think it's 25 minutes. And when they are finished, then we will come back and let you see what they look like. So in we go. After 25 minutes in a 350-degree oven, our baked apple wraps are ready to be eaten. You can see that they are done on top, and in the bottom there is a nice layer of caramel sauce to spoon over them. So let's dish one up. And of course, I want some of that caramel sauce to pour right over top of them. Maybe just a little bit more.
Looks like we're at court day.
It does. It's almost festival time. And hang on. You can't have an apple dumpling without some vanilla ice cream. So let's just scoop some of that out. See if I can find an ice cream scoop here. Well, oh, there you go. Well, that's the old one. This is my mom's.
That's the best kind.
That will work. Now tell me, doesn't that look delicious?
It smells really nice too.
It smells so good. That cinnamon makes it smell so delicious. So let's take a bite. Oh, I bet it's hotter than fire. I don't know if I can do this. Look at the steam rolling off of it. I may burn my mouth up. Might I take a smaller bite?
I was going to say, you might want to reconsider the size of that bite.
Yeah. Have to have a piece of apple in it. Okay, let's try that. That is fall in a bowl. Man, that's good. This is really good. And it's a great fall dessert. Actually, you know, these would even be good for breakfast. And they're not hard to make. And like I said earlier, it's a great recipe for you to involve your kids. So get them in the kitchen. All right. Thank you for watching our video. We appreciate it. If you would, please go right below and give us a thumbs up. If you've not already, we sure would appreciate you clicking that subscribe button and the little notification bell beside of it and the word all. That way you'll be notified every time we add a new video. Remember that right under this video, there's a description box with the title of the recipe. If you'll click in that box, it will expand the box. Melissa always puts the written recipe there for you so you can come back and find it later or copy and paste it and print it if you want. And our contact information is under the recipe. We sure do appreciate your kind comments, but most of all, we want you to remember that you are always welcome to come sit at my table. Have a great day.